Hey everybody, this is a special drop we're doing this week. Fortenberry and Donnie are still traveling, but we have a couple guests in studio. We have Greg and Rusty in studio. This was not going to be as long as our normal. We're going to talk about some headlines, but we got some tasting to do. We got some bourbon tasting to do. So stick around and listen to what we got to say. Welcome to the patio. This one will go out tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yep. Welcome to the patio. I am T, and I am here with Golf, and then got some special guests. You all may know them by now, but let's start with the old guys in the room. Gary, how are you this fine evening?
I'm doing awesome. I'm here. I'm here with my friends. We're all here together. If we could hold hands, we would do it, but we can't.
Why not?
I mean, because we're sort of. I guess I can touch Greg's hand. Oh, thanks, Greg. You got soft hands.
He's got soft hands.
I got soft hands too, though. That's
you do,
okay.
Don't you? Greg, how are you this fine evening?
I'm doing well.
Doing well. He sat around for a full episode that'll drop on Tuesday. So he'll drop tomorrow. Greg stuck around for a full episode. We got a nice expensive bottle of bourbon to try at the end of that one.
We did.
Bardstown. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And then we've got Rusty. Rusty, how are you? And welcome back. Hold on, I got the wrong screen up. Let me fix that. Rusty, how are you? And welcome back to the patio, Rusty.
I appreciate y'all having me again. I'm fantastic. We had baseball all day yesterday. Got the fields at 9 and didn't.
Did you get the dub? Did you get the gold?
Well,
that's
a long story.
That's a long story. I heard this story.
Made it all this championship. Ended up in a tie there in the 5th inning. Storm set in, and they shut it down and gave it to the higher seed.
It was a tie ball game going to extra innings, and they gave it to the higher seed because I still think they should have fought to the death. You take your best player against their best player, and you fight.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the coaches could like sumo or something for it.
That'd be good too. Coaches could fight.
They offered to do a coin flip, and the other coach said, "No, we're the higher seed. We're taking it."
No, I wouldn't have done that. And then the official scorebook, did they not give it like the score 8-7 or something?
Yeah, they put 8-7 on the website, and it was 11-11 was the finish. But Brooks did good. He went 12 for 12.
12 for 12.
Killed it at first base.
Killing it.
All right, let's jump into some headlines. So the NCAA tournament is set.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Alabama will be the overall number one. It's not enough that they dominate basketball or football. Yeah. Now they're at the top of the basketball world too. But our beloved Hogs, at least 3 of us love the Hogs in here. They're an 8 seed, Rusty said.
8 seed.
I haven't seen it up close.
Weren't they like an 8 or 9 seed last year too? I think so. They were a 9 seed.
They made it a long way last year.
Yeah, but they were like an 8 or 9 seed though too. I think every year they're like an 8 or 9 seed. I think that's true.
Yeah, so if we win, we get a chance to play the reigning national champs, Kansas, right?
Yep.
Rusty. So, look, I believe our Razorbacks got what it takes to win. They just don't seem to be able to finish a game. It's very, very frustrating. Very frustrating for our Hogs. Gary, you've got a topic you were telling us about. He just wouldn't shut up about it. So we're going to talk about. So tell us about what is DK.
DK Oldies. Okay, so it's a video game place where you can they sell old video games. So they'll buy old games for cheap and sell them back to you for more. Essentially
the whole console or just games?
Both. They do both. They do all this, and they're somewhat new. I mean, I think they've been around for 10 years, but they've been pushing it here lately with a bunch of older games, so you can really relive your olden days with NES, original Nintendo back from 1985. You can get a Super Nintendo from them. You can get like a GameCube, PS1, PS2, PS3, whatnot. But yeah, so it hits my heart a little bit because I do collect older video games. I have a bunch of them. I have all the way back to Atari and whatnot. So from what I'm watching on Facebook here lately is that they are a lot of people who are buying DK Odie stuff. The games and stuff work when they come in, but they're buying refurbished games, like the console, refurbished console, and when they open up that console, it's full of dirt and junk and like that, and it's being very consistent across the board. So, and to buy refurbished, it's like an increase of, you know, buying used and refurbished are two different things. So they're making bank off this refurbishing. So what when you buy something that's been used but it's been called refurbished, what do you expect out of that? Anybody?
Something that's like new. Refurbished to me should be like new.
It should be something new. They should open it up, clean it, get rid of the dust, dirt, and look at parts that are about to go out. You can tell in some certain things that are about to go out, and then you replace those. Now, I would enjoy that you would replace it with authentic stuff, but I do understand that some of the stuff you can't find authentic. I just find it that when you sell something that's refurbished, it's got to be like new. You can't open it up and it's full of dust, because a lot of these older games, especially like PS3s,
do they work? They
work.
Are they functional?
They're functional, but they're not refurbished. But selling something refurbished, wouldn't you think that that's worth more than buying something used?
Should be.
So I and it's come up on my feed here lately on Facebook. It's maybe because I look at old video game stuff. I like nostalgic stuff, so I was sitting there watching because my first video game console was a NES. What was y'all's first video game console?
The Nintendo, no, Atari. I had an Atari 2600. I did.
I got a few of those.
2600.
So if you ever
playing Pac-Man, Combat was pretty good.
Did you know they originally
Space Invaders was good.
Originally Pac-Man was called Puck-Man?
No.
Do you know when it came to America they changed the name from Puck-Man to Pac-Man?
Why?
Because if you change the P to an F, what is it called? Yeah. That's
how much better that would be.
Yes, originally Pac-Man was Puck-Man, and they changed to Pac-Man when he came over here because they could see some people sort of like blacking out the P to make an F and call him, which has been pretty cool, I guess. But yeah, that's why. Mm. But yeah, so I'm not saying anything bad about DK Oldies. They have some pretty cool stuff, but if you're selling a Nintendo NES for like $200 or $300 because it's been refurbished, it better be refurbished.
Yeah, that ought to be true of anything. All right, I got a couple news headlines, then we're going to get into these tastings. So, Texas man sues 3 women for helping his wife obtain an abortion pill. Apparently, a Texas man has filed a wrongful death lawsuit accusing 3 women of helping his ex-wife obtain abortion pills, and one of the first major legal challenges under a state abortion ban since the overturning of Roe versus Wade. What's your thoughts on that?
Buying abortion? Oh, is it basically like the day after pill?
Yes. Well, I guess I've heard a lot of talk about abortion pills, but apparently she became pregnant, didn't want the baby, and she obtained these pills against the father's will.
You guys have anything on this?
Before you go,
I don't want to take over the podcast.
I say if you're grown enough to lay down and make that baby, you need to go ahead and have it and raise it, or give it up for adoption. There's plenty of people that would take it for adoption.
Yes, there are people that can't have babies and that would love to take care of that.
Or like
child.
Gary, just want to add another one.
Just go on. I'll take your baby. I'll raise it. I'll raise the boy.
You got girls.
I have mostly girls. That's correct. I have 75% girls. So I think Rusty's all boys. You need all one. Boys. So if you're all right, so we're gonna put this on the podcast right now. That if you're having a girl and you can't take care of it, Rusty said he needs a girl.
I would love to have another one.
So
Autumn said no.
But Autumn said she didn't want to have another one, but she can take another one.
Like, it's not a puppy, look, Gary.
Look, I'm warning you now, Autumn. You should probably listen to this.
Autumn, you better listen. We're trying to get you.
She already knows my stance on it. She knows I'm good with another one.
But if you do, you should like us. Follow us on YouTube. You should like us. Tell us what you really think about us. If you hate us, if you hate Gary, that's fine too. Not many people in this world hate Gary. No one hates Gary. Hate. So we're going to talk about on Tuesday a little more about Silicon Valley Bank, but then people are now starting to warn that that's just the tip of the iceberg, and they're really worried that even come Monday, which will be the day this comes out, more bank runs. And what that means is people going to the bank, taking their money out, and the bank can't afford all of those withdrawals.
Yeah. So we came on the episode that's coming out Tuesday. We talked about this a little bit,
Quite a bit actually.
quite a bit. And I asked Greg if he invested in gold. He said no, he invested in lead. So there's that. So don't go to his house looking for gold. You will find lead though.
So do you have gold? Do you have gold with your Nintendo Entertainment System?
I do not have any. I don't. I do have the gold
Shamrock
Zelda. I have the gold Zelda. I have a gold cartridge. Yeah, I mean
if that was new and unopened, that would be worth.
Oh, that's tons,
bucks.
especially if it's 5-screw. If you want to talk about,
Do you got the 5-screw?
no, I don't. Mine's a 3-screw, but I have a 5-screw.
It's been the story of his life.
Yeah,
He's
five
been trying
screw.
to get 5 screws all his life. He hasn't been able to find
Little
one.
background: the older games for the NES, like from 1985 to 1987, were put with 5 screws, and then they changed it to do 3 screws, and they're like special screws, not just regular screws, because people were already back then switching up stuff, trying to make a buck.
So what happens if you have people all over the U.S. who no one keeps cash anymore? I mean, if you do, you have at tops probably a couple $1,000s somewhere stashed away in a box. But most of people's wealth is electronic.
Yeah.
Most people's wealth's in a bank. What happens if come Tuesday? Because come Monday, you got these people that are like, I'm a little worried. I'm gonna go get all my greenbacks out of the bank. Okay. What happens Tuesday? Then it's like, I better go get. Look, we ran out of toilet paper. People were buying toilet paper.
There was a
like
run
crazy.
on toilet paper.
There was a run on toilet paper.
I don't think the banks actually have that much money. Really.
No, they are required to have so much, but there's this system. But what if all of a sudden everyone wants their money? The economy stops.
Yeah, it does.
The economy stops. I'm not sure that. I think you're right, Rusty. I don't think there's a bank out there with actually enough cash to handle it.
No, there's not. No, I mean even I think our banks now people use your card or whatever, your debit card, without you knowing it. It's harder now to get that insured. Yeah, that they'll actually put a fight up now. Before, like a few years ago, if someone took my card, it happened to me multiple times. I think somebody bought a laptop one time. I was like, I didn't buy that. Within a day, I got the money back. But it seems it's harder and harder. It takes almost a couple of weeks now to get that money back. Because I think we're a little too. I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. But exposed.
I think we're very exposed.
We're exposed.
I think we're exposed.
Just don't call it J.G. Wentworth. It's my money. I want it now.
I need it now.
No, it's true though. I mean, that's true, right? Who would feel comfortable right now with your money in the bank? Probably no one, but they're there. I mean, when's the last time this type of thing occurred? The banks were all too big to fail in 2009. So was it during the Great Depression? Is that really when this last occurred? In the 80s, there was the big mortgage crisis with the, what were those? They were the credit unions. There were credit unions everywhere that couldn't, and the same type of thing occurred. But this is going to be an interesting week. Because we came out of the jobs market last week with 300,000 new jobs unexpectedly. I wonder if they're making it up. It's the IRS people. That's what it probably is. All the IRS
are now reporting their own jobs.
All right, I got one more story, and then we're going to taste some bourbon, guys. U.S. Merchant Marine Academy rescinded their vaccine mandate days after accusations of illegal attack. This is a big deal.
Well, it is. I've heard a few stories on like the Michael Knowles show and stuff like that. Of where there was this one young lady who took the vaccine and then started having a lot of heart issues, and
we just got banned.
We just got banned.
We just got banned.
She had a lot of heart issues.
If we had more than 10 people watching, they'd probably be upset.
They're banning us right now. But they forced a vaccine. Hold on, a vaccine that they changed the definition for vaccine to give you, just to let you know. But we've talked about that before, so. If you've listened before, you know the reason.
You know the reason.
We was forced at our job to get the vaccine.
You're forced.
Yeah, they were there to face disciplinary action up to removal.
And
so how many people lost their jobs?
Nobody.
Because everybody
took it. Yeah, they rescinded that before
it really got to that point. The nut cutting took place.
Because at that point, if they forced it to give it, now it's a liability for them. It should be, because they're making. If you have a bad reaction to it, then therefore you should be able to sue because your job forced you to get it.
Look, Trump has to live with the fact that he shut everything down, right? I mean, no one knew what the hell was going on in 2020. He shut everything down. But it was Biden in 2021 who had everything in place that either you get the vaccine or we're going to lock you up in your house. You're not going to be allowed to work. You're not going to be allowed to travel unless you get the vaccine. And he was very close to getting that in place.
He was.
And once that gets into place, it's over. There's no more freedom. None. No more freedoms.
It's a slippery slope.
We are coming out of our 3-year anniversary from Jamie being lost in New Orleans. Just so y'all know, that would have been this past weekend. We've told the story before. You might want to go back and find it, but that was a dark time for Fortenberry. He will be back. Outside. Yeah, it was dark outside. He will be back on Thursday for Thursday's drop. But in the meantime, we got some bourbons we want to try. We have 4 bourbons here we want to try.
We got some bourbons.
We have the Four Roses Small Batch Select. This is one I've chosen. This is actually the Life from the Patio.
This is the Life from the Patio Select
right
bottle.
Here, selection bottle here.
Yep.
We have Gary has a bottle of the elusive Blantons.
It's elusive because the horse is so fast.
Yeah, and if you watched our other video, you'll find out where that fell on our.
It was in our top 10.
It wasn't our top 10. We only tasted 7. And then Greg has brought along, it's nothing compared to the expensive whiskey we taste that he brought along, but this is well, tell us what you got, Greg.
It's a Blackland Texas Pecan Brown Sugar.
It's I've actually happened to have that before. It's really good.
It sounds like it should be coated on like a steak or something.
And then Rusty has a Basil Hayden.
Red wine cask finish.
That is a cask finish. So guys, and I have my Glencairn here that I'll use when it comes to sampling time, just because I think it's cool to say Glencairn and it's kind of a cool looking little glass. Where shall we begin?
I mean, do you want to say
let's save the sweet one for last. Let's save Greg's for last.
All right, Greg's for last.
I know it's a little bit sweet. Let's save it for last.
Start with mine.
Let's start with the red wine cask. Let's do it right here. And we need to, when you open it,
this came from.
We want to know your what do we call it? The nose. We want.
What's the nose?
What's the nose?
Oh, there it is.
There's the sound.
Fresh.
Yeah. It's fresh.
And so clean.
Smells sweet.
Makes
it does. I mean, it smells like red wine.
Now, red wine's not sweet, but
there are some sweet ones.
Yeah.
We have a sweet red at the house.
Yeah, I had assumed that was more of a Cabernet, a dry red.
Oh, that was a gulp. That wasn't a sip.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
It's smooth.
I mean,
it's 80 proof though.
It's 80 proof.
The neck pour can actually taste quite a bit different than the others. Here we go. We'll go to
Greg. What has Greg got there? He's smelling it. What do you feel? How does it make you feel?
The smell? How does the smell make you feel?
It makes you feel happy. Woo.
Oh, he took a drink. That's what we call a drink here in Arkansas.
It's nice.
It's not. It's nice. Okay. The words nice came up.
Ooh, it's like welded onto the
Gary,
bottle.
this is not boding well for your Blantons, by the way. Just so you know, if we're starting off with that.
I can bask in the smell all day. It's delicious.
The lip smacking is a good sign. High quality.
That's pretty good. It's pretty really good. It's got a little burn at the end, but
it's a low proof though.
It's low proof. It's got a little burn.
Let me see what we got.
But it is good. It's got some sweetness to it. A little bit of sweetness.
So we'll pour a little bit into the glass and take a look at it as we swish it around there in the glass. It's not really dark.
No, it's not a dark.
It's got good legs to it.
How many years does that go in the barrel for?
I don't even know.
You don't even know?
No.
It is a nice sweet smell to it, doesn't it?
It does. It's very, very sweet.
It's good.
It's good. It's good.
Good. I tell you what, it's better than other Basil Haydens I've had.
What's different? I mean,
it does.
Was that in a red wine barrel?
It's good. Yeah. I like it. Okay,
it's good. It's good.
That's solid.
Solid.
I know at least one other bourbon I like that better than out here around the room. Just saying. So, you want me to go next?
Yeah, you can go next.
I'll go next.
We'll save the best for last. We can.
We're
Or no,
gonna do
Greg's
last.
last.
So we'll do
So
next.
we'll
This
save the
is
second best for last.
This is the Four Roses, the small batch select. I actually prefer the Four Roses single barrel a little bit more.
Does it come in like a really cool box and stuff, or is that
square?
It's a square box.
But
This is non-chilled
the
filtered.
smell of that is just so good. It just hits me the notes for me. Four Roses.
You can barely smell the alcohol.
I know.
It's not a strong smell.
No,
really
and it's
It's subtle.
90 some odd proof. I think.
It's like something's creeping behind me and want to whisper something in my ear.
So I'm just curious if you're going to be honest when it comes to comparing these to that round mound of
Deliciousness. That's good.
That's pretty good.
That is good. I mean, I've had it before.
I think it's better now than when we opened it. We opened it about 3 weeks ago. Don't you think, Gary?
But I don't know if I mean that's very close to that Basil Hayden's like in my to what I like.
To what you like.
What I like. It's good.
And we'll let Greg try it here. The Four Roses small batch select life from the patio version.
What'd you get out of that, Greg?
What's that, Greg?
What'd you get?
I like that.
You like that? You like it? It's good. It's good.
Get Rusty over here.
How you feel about that?
It's got a good smell to it.
I know it's not. You don't smell the ethanol. I guess you would say, as much.
104 proof.
Oh, and it's 104.
Yeah, it's a higher proof.
It actually, the Basil Hayden had more of.
Yeah, it did.
Had more of a burn than the Four Roses.
It's not as sweet, but that is good. Smooth.
It's good. It's
good.
smooth.
It's
Yeah.
smooth. It's smooth.
Good smooth.
All right, Gary, are you ready?
I'm ready, Lane.
You're ready.
Let me cleanse.
Yo, you want to
cleanse my palate real fast
with Diet Dr Pepper?
With Diet Dr Pepper and
Yeah,
Blantons.
everybody cleans their palate. Everybody cleans their palate for Gary. We don't want him to think we're being biased here. And here comes the big boy.
This is a very expensive bottle right
this
here.
This is the one that people are looking for. It's the Blantons.
The Blantons. Everybody's trying to collect all,
Which one
all the
is
letters.
It's got letters on. What is
This
the,
one's the T.
No,
I already got
about
the T.
I'm talking with the barrel letters.
Okay, the barrel. This came from. It was dumped on 11/28/22. So right after Thanksgiving.
About 3-4 months old.
It's barrel number 4015, stored in warehouse H. On Rick number 34, and it's a 93 proof.
93 proof. All right, Gary, get you a big old swig of your favorite. I don't look. If you watch the other show, you know it's not his favorite, but he wants it to be.
It's gonna be my favorite.
You know, I almost brought Eagle Rare in here, but
I do like Eagle Rare. Yeah. I will say that, and that wasn't our favorite either. But
it was in the
mid. It was mid pack. Mid pack.
It was. The look on your face, you want to love it so bad.
All I gotta say is, wow.
Wow. He wants to love it so badly.
I like it. I still like it. I do. Now, in comparison to the other ones, it didn't do too well last night. I think because it got too much air. It was maybe the Marty Mar's dust in his shop.
Marty Mar dust.
It was Marty Mar dust.
It was the Marty Mar bias.
It was the Marty Mar bias of the bar. But it's still good. I mean, it's delicious. I love it. You know, the racehorse, he's fast, and it's delicious. Here you go. Here you go, Greg.
Greg, have you had Blantons before?
I have.
Yeah. We've actually been quite lucky in our group here. What you think, Greg?
I like it. There's no burn.
There's no burn, but it's a lower proof than what we've had so far.
Look at Rusty. He kind of flint.
Listen,
got a funky smell to it.
It's a
Rusty,
deliciousness.
it does not smell as good as the other two.
It don't.
It
No.
don't.
No, it don't.
It's a
tastes better,
spice.
though.
There's a spice.
That's why
in
there
it.
is a spicy
I
smell.
think it's cumin. I think it must have
It's
cumin
cumin.
in there or something.
It's cumin.
Because there's some spice there I don't care for.
You did what in it?
No, I did not. Cumin in it.
Cumin in it. Look, he's frowning. Gary, he's frowning.
Compared to the other two, I don't like that.
See, this is
I
what,
do like Blantons normally, but
this
compared
is
to
what
those two,
you know.
I
What?
don't.
Maybe it was the batch.
It may have been the bad batch.
Because I got to be honest with you. Here, I need.
He needs a swig.
Here, pass it back around.
He had some last night, but now he's going to knowingly have some.
Is this not the same one? Is this the same batch we tried?
Same batch last night.
Okay.
It was.
I'm gonna pour a little bit of my Glencairn here.
You didn't have it in your Glencairn last night. It was
I
just
didn't.
it was just in a
plastic.
plastic
It's probably
shot
plastic.
glass.
It's probably plastic.
It was the plastic.
So
It bled through. The plastic bled through. That's what it was.
you know what? I should have cleaned this before. Could I still smell the 4 roses? Get out that little nasty Blantons.
That's delicious. It's delicious.
Okay. I don't even remember which one it was last night. I like the other two better, but it's better than I remember it being.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
That's what I'll
Maybe
say.
It got too
I'll
much
say
air last
it
night.
was better than I remember it being. But I think I just like bourbon.
So if you watch,
I think I like bourbon.
if you watch our video the other night, the cheaper bourbons were our favorite.
Weller. I'm gonna go
Weller,
let the cat out
I
back.
never-
Gary's favorite was Weller, and he had never had Weller.
I never
before.
had Weller before, and it was good.
Thing is,
It was a green label.
It was a green label. It was
He
good.
thinks he was picking Buffalo Trace or
I honestly when I went in, I thought Eagle Rare would be number 1 for me, and Blanton's be number 2 for me. Is what I thought
before
But
we
you
started.
drink that the most.
I do.
Before we started recording, I told him, I said, Buffalo's okay, but it's not like I can take it or leave it. And you know what? My number 1 was Buffalo Trace.
Buffalo Trace was not my number 2. Weller was the number 1, but Buffalo Trace was up there.
It was.
It
And
was up
look,
there.
The Life from the Patio Infinity bottle was my number 2. It was Marty's number 1.
It was third for the last for me. It wasn't. It was still not up there. I think.
But y'all
Just
got
because you knew the larceny was in it.
I could taste the daggum pine needles.
you could look. We should blend the Larson. You still got the mesquite.
Yeah.
All right, we've got to blend those two
Don't
and
put
try it
them
on
in-
there.
oh my
We
gosh.
got to pour them 1 to 1
I think
together.
you'll die if you.
What we're
That'd be
talking about for
horrible.
you guys that don't know is larceny. Which larceny is it?
It's the 9-year, I think.
I don't know. It's
Anyway,
it's
whatever
a
we
crappy
got,
year.
whatever we got in our circle was terrible. And then the Crown Royal made something called mesquite,
Oh
and I'm
my
not sure
gosh.
what they were trying to accomplish.
It literally tastes like IPA, like isopropyl alcohol. Is what it tastes like.
It tastes like I thought you were talking about
I thought
No, not like the
Indian
beer.
Pale Ale.
No,
because,
not pale.
yeah. I know.
Isopropyl alcohol. It tastes like isopropyl.
Now, Greg's got something I think we're all gonna like. It's a little different.
I've never
Greg, tell
tried
us
this.
what we got here.
Got Blackland, Texas Pecan, Brown Sugar Bourbon.
Blackland.
What's the proof on that, there, Greg? Does it say?
35%.
So 70.
yeah.
70 proof. All right. You want to take the first swig, or you want somebody else to take the first swig?
I'll let Gary go first.
Gary.
Oh, I get to go first. Oh,
Gary, you
Oh,
get.
yes.
Oh yeah. Did you cleanse your palate though?
I did. I just had
Because
some,
Gary and I used to probably our favorite was when we were young bourbon lovers was the salted caramel. We love.
I love salted
and it's
caramel.
still really good. The
It's
salted
really-
caramel.
It mixes very well with Dr Pepper, just like everything else I drink with it. And Coke
You
Zero.
are probably the only man in America, because everyone else that would do it would that mixes Blantons with Diet Dr. Pepper.
I do. It's delicious. It's those 20. I like a lot of flavors. It's 23 flavors in Dr Pepper, and you add one more. 24, son. 24. One more.
All right, try this and let's move on.
All right.
He wants to love Blantons so much.
He does.
I love blends.
I just got to say,
Oh, whoa.
I introduced you to Blantons, Gary.
It's
Just
definitely the
remember
coolest looking bottle.
This is.
that. It smells great, doesn't it?
I,
He can't get enough.
I do. I smell a lot of. I don't smell any alcohol. Just a little hint of it, but I think I'm smelling sugar, but sugar don't smell like
You know,
anything.
on air, you almost look like a homeless dude that we've brought in off the street just to,
I'm so excited to smell
sample
things.
bourbon, to smell things, to talk about his Nintendo collection.
I'm like the what was that lady off of Saturday Night Live that put the fingers in her. Well, you know, the superstar. That's me. All right, here we go.
You're gonna like it.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's good stuff.
Oh wow. It reminds me of that song "Pour Some Sugar on Me"
Let me
by
see.
Def Leppard. It is good. Oh my gosh, I drink this straight, son.
No DP.
It almost tastes like
Hold
sweet.
up, you're telling me
And you know what?
you don't need Diet Dr. Pepper.
Do you know what this tastes like at the end of it? It's like I just got done drinking some really sweet tea from McDonald's. It's that good.
It's that good.
Syrupy.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
It's a lot of sugar.
I'm telling you, if you bake, you should put this on a steak.
I'm telling
You know,
you.
and then like sear that steak
About
with this on.
pour it over some bread pudding.
Oh yeah.
You notice I poured a little
Oh,
more.
that'd be
There.
good.
Look
You should
how
make
dark it is. I'm going to show that.
Bread pudding
Here, Rusty.
icing. Have you
That'd
ever
be good.
like the rum
Rusty.
icing?
Oh.
But use bourbon icing.
Don't taste it till I switch over to you.
Oh my gosh, that is
Look
is
at the
thick.
difference, though. I mean, there's a
Oh, my
lot
God.
going on in that bottle.
How many calories that thing got in it? That's my question.
Hey, diabetic. Oh,
You can smell the sugar, but sugar doesn't have no smell.
you
It's
can
it's like
smell
a-
the sugar,
you can-
but sugar don't got no smell.
You can smell the mystery.
You can't even use English correctly, but look at that right there. That's
Wow.
oh, that's so good.
I know. You can drink that straight
You
all
know,
day.
all right. You don't need to make an old fashioned all that.
No.
You just drink it straight.
Don't add no bitters or anything.
This
to
is
that.
almost like drinking an old fashioned.
It is. Oh my.
That's good.
You can't mix that with anything.
That's good.
You can't.
All right, Rusty now has the bottle. We're gonna let Rusty try it
It
here.
smells delicious.
It tastes every bit as good as it smells.
Yeah.
Rusty.
Do you have the
All right, so
tea
Rusty-
after
Instant
Let me tell you.
smile on my face. That's
let me
so
tell you,
good.
there's no telling how many 12-year-old legs Rusty would break after he drank that at the swimming.
15.
At my swim.
15.
He's 15.
15-year-old.
He's about to be 15.
Yeah. And then Greg brought this bottle. Oh, you know though.
That
Hold on, I'm gonna wait till Greg takes
Yeah.
it. Then we'll.
yeah, don't influence him.
Okay, that's solid.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah,
That's like, all right, so this is how my night would go. I would start drinking that. I'd get about halfway into it. And then I'll switch over to something more
sort of classy.
stout. I don't know about, something more stout. But that's good stuff. All right, so look, we're going to save you for last, Gary.
Yeah.
Gary. But Rusty, I want you to rank them. Hold on. We'll start with Rusty. Let me get you up. Rusty, how would you rank these 4 bourbons? What do you think?
Just taste alone, that one right there is good.
So
That
that's
last
number one.
That's
All right,
number
the
one.
last was number one. What do you got
2, I'm gonna go with the Basil Hayden.
with the Basil Hayden? And number 3?
I'm sorry, Gary.
Don't
I've got to go with the Four Roses as my 3.
because you suck.
Blanton.
No,
is
just that
again,
blends,
hold on.
man. The spiciness
It's
of
the
it.
spice.
It is.
All right.
It's the
All right.
cumin.
All right. So, Greg, what's your ranking here? Just on flavor alone.
Surprisingly, the Basil Hayden.
Oh, you
I
got
don't
Basil
know.
Hayden number 1.
And I don't normally like basil.
Actually, I don't either, but that's a good Basil Hayden. And then
Four Roses.
4 Roses, and then
I'll go Blantons.
oh, he went Blanton. So he's
Blanton.
taking he's putting the sweet stuff last. Okay.
It gets its own separate category with me.
Yeah, actually,
It's-
you're probably right.
I mean, it's not a classic bourbon. It's really not.
But we're going
No,
off taste.
but we're
though.
going off taste.
We're off taste.
All right, so if we're going off taste alone, I'm going with the black walnut, just like exactly what Rusty said.
And that's a 70 proof, right? That's a
35%.
35%.
Yeah, because that's like drinking old fashioned without the old fashioned.
It is.
That's so
Dangerous.
good.
a little bit of ice would be
Then
perfect.
look, to me, it's basically a tie. I'm going to say my 4 Roses just come a little biased, and then the Basil Hayden, but they're close. And then Blanton's, although this Blanton's taste was probably better than most, it's at the bottom for me. But we expected that. If you watched, you expect that. I've told you 100 times. Now, Gary, are you going to be honest?
No.
That's the only thing I want to know.
Here.
Are you going to be honest?
Here we go. All right. So number 1, Blackland. That was good.
Okay. All right.
Taste
all right, all right.
taste alone. You can drink that. Don't have to mix it with no Diet Dr. Pepper. It's delicious. The other three are just, you know,
He can't do it.
I'm gonna
He's
go.
gonna lie. He's
you know,
gonna lie.
I'm gonna go with Four Roses.
I knew. Okay, you're being honest.
Then I'm going Blantons. Then I'm going Basil Hayden.
But how close is Basil Hayden and Blantons?
The reason why I would pick Blantons over Basil Hayden, I think it's just because of the proof.
Because he brought it.
Because he brought it.
It's the proof.
That's
It burned me too. The Basil Hayden burned me too much. The Blantons didn't.
Did
burn
it
me.
really?
It's less proof.
It burnt. No, it's not. What
It's 80 proof.
is that 80 proof?
Yeah.
That
Okay, it
was
still burned me too
actually that's those two over there. The lowest proof we had. This was 100 and something.
That was
Look,
100.
For proof,
That's 104.
What was
Yeah,
Basil
that's
Hayden?
104.
That's an 80,
80.
proof.
It's 80.
80, and that's a 93 proof. Okay, so
But
I would
which
still
one
pick
burnt
that
the
one.
most?
Huh?
Blanton's burnt more than any of them.
Not for me, it didn't. I thought Basil Hayden did.
He's a bias. He's got a bias. He was honest though. He was honest.
I was mostly honest.
All right. So look, parting words, Gary. I'm gonna start with you. No, you know what? We're gonna get the new guys.
Get the new guys.
Let's go with Greg first. Greg, parting words for Greg.
Goodbye.
That's a good one.
Rusty, you got any parting words for the world?
Parting words. Man, if you don't know Gary, everybody needs to know Gary.
Yeah,
We
but
love
which Gary?
Which Gary? Gary Poppins?
Gary.
Gary. Oh,
No,
that's
there's no one that we haven't even talked about. Gary.
Yeah, we need to have a whole nother
All right, Gary,
podcast for that
There's
one.
just like food.
What's
few
your
that-
parting words, Gary?
Love your neighbor. Be good. And you know what? If you're selling refurbished, it better gonna be refurbished, okay? Don't just clean the outside. You got to get up in it, you know?
Up in it.
You got to
Look,
get up in it.
We are live from the patio. Our breaths getting further out.
Out.
Like us. Go like us. Outlaw.